Hello, everybody. I hope that you are well. Actually, you know what I'm going to do here? Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. There is a link that I meant to. Let me just copy this link quickly so that when you are making comments, you just have to give this application permission. I meant to put this on before. I will just put it on the page right now. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. There we go. So if you can see that little link, what that will do is it'll enable, if you're making comments, asking questions, I can see who it is. So, but not a huge deal if I can't either, because I'll go back. If there's any questions or comments that I miss, I will go back. I'll be able to see it on the Facebook group after, and I will make sure that I do that. So welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you guys here tonight. And thank you again, Candy, for trusting me to get in front of your friends and family. And I am so excited about this product line. And I'll tell you right off the bat, well, first of all, my name's Bekki Hurley. Candy and I have known each other for, I guess, about 6 years now. Hey, Candy? And we have met in person a couple of times through a business that we were doing together and had a lot of fun with that. And I did have a lot of fun and a lot of success with that company. Was with them for 8 years. And just at the end of this year, I actually walked away from that company that I made a 7-figure income from because I was so excited about this product and what it's done for me, what it's done for so many friends. And also because this is what I do for a living, I was really excited about the possibility of this. And I see this absolutely exploding over the next few months, few years, and hopefully long, long after that. So what is this all about? This is called SEINT Beauty, and it's a cream makeup, and it's what we call a 3D system that really helps you to just bring out your best features. So you can see right now, never in a million years did I think that I would be going live with no makeup on, but here I am with absolutely no makeup on right now so that I can go through this presentation and show you. But basically, what this does is it replaces all the junk that you have in your drawer, making a big mess, and it turns it into this beautiful personalized palette that's made just for you. So here is one of the palettes. This is my personal palette that I'll be taking you through. This one's a beautiful onyx color. And the cool thing with this is that you personalize your palettes to you. So this has all of my colors in it. And when you get yours, it will have all of your colors. Now, I have done the color matches for the gals that have sent me those in, and I will email those out to you with some suggestions right after we're finished this presentation. But the really interesting thing and why people are loving this is it's this delivery system. Everything comes in these little tins, okay? And so you pop the lids off, and they're magnetic onto these palettes. So gone are the days of throwing half of your palette away, because with this, you just use up. So you can see these are the ones that I use mostly. These are my highlight colors. And I'll be telling you more about that. So when those are done, I just pop them out, put a fresh one in, and your complexion changes throughout the year as well. So this time of the year, I'm definitely lighter than I am in the summer months. So I just switched those out, and it's really, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I've never had a problem with that before. I'll just wait for somebody to comment because I might have to restart. Let me just check my, sorry about that. Let me just check my, I guess if you can't hear me, is that a good, you can hear me? Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right. So we've got palettes, and I'll show you in this one. I'm going to be using, I'll do a really quick eye tutorial at the end as well. Oh, so these are some of my tools. So all of my makeup now is in here and some brushes, and that really is it. I can travel with it. It is, I can throw it in the car. Heather, if you were able to join us tonight, this is easy to take in the car, and there's no mess. There's no powder and stuff getting all over the place. It just is so simple. So I'll show you what is different with this and why we're so these are some frequently asked questions. So it's a 3D foundation. Your magnetic custom palette includes a highlight color for your basic foundation, a blush for lip and cheek, a contour color for shadows and contour with coverage, and an illuminator for some glow and shimmer. You build it how you want it with the colors your artist suggests, and that's why we do those color matches. So if you haven't got your color match in, make sure you do that. You can choose 2 highlight shades instead of an illuminator, or even get an extra lip and cheek. The 4-tin quad compact is the first size of many sizes for you to choose from. But I will tell you, I suggest you go into a larger palette so that you've got some extra room to grow into, because if you fall in love with this, most of the time I'm going to make some suggestions of getting a main highlight, a brightening highlight, a contour, a lip and cheek, and probably an illuminator. And if you're into shadows, you can do that as well. But keep in mind, you don't have to get everything all at once. You can continue to add, because shipping is absolutely free. Now, everything that's purchased on this class, this party, Candy's going to get the credits for that. And most of my hostesses are getting $100, $200, maybe sometimes $300 in free product, even more. Half price items that you can use as your free product as well. And it's just fun. It really, all you have to do is create a group. I can even create the group, and you invite people to come on and have a look. So what else do you need to know? Cream makeup means that you'll need brushes for applying and a sponge for blending, possibly. You can do just about everything with one brush. And if you're looking for one brush, I would recommend, and this will be in your recommendations coming back with your color match. Tonight, I'm going to be using this one, which is called the Buff brush, but this is fantastic as well. It's called the 3D brush, okay? All the brushes are double-ended and cost $18 to $36 US. So it's 2 for the price of 1. And they're just absolutely fantastic. Very high quality. Okay, so let's get right into what we're doing. Oh, first I'm going to share just a couple more before and after pictures with you. This gal is just a hoot and a half. I love her. She's about my age, in her 50s, and look at the difference. Now, for me, this isn't about being glamorous. For me, this is about having my best complexion, because I doubt that there's very many people right now that aren't doing some of this interaction online. And when you can take your regular complexion and literally within 5 minutes look like this. I mean, a confident woman is unstoppable. And I think we all want that confidence. I think there's all of us are beautiful. But there are some things sometimes, I mean, I don't like my red nose. I just don't. I don't like the dark under my eyes. So if we can use something that's very simple and is actually good for our skin, why not? Why not do that? I absolutely, like I said, I absolutely love this product. Now I'm going to just bring up one more graphic here before we get started. So again, a little bit about me. I have been in this industry for 25 years now. Last summer, when I was coming up onto my 25th anniversary, because I have a lot of people that are saying, why did you leave something that you were so successful at to do something else? But I was having a bit of a moral dilemma with that, because I didn't feel like I could really help women earn an income quickly. And with this, I wanted to pay back, because somebody had done that for me when I was a young mom. With this, we're seeing people that, now there's no guarantees, but I can tell you that our commission structure is set up from 20 to 40%. We have people that are making 1,000 plus in their first month, depending on how many people they're telling and who's buying the product. And I love that there is that possibility with this without even sponsoring anybody else. The commission structure is absolutely fantastic. And I know that the product, I don't like to use the word sells itself. But if you get this product out in front of people and they can see it, they are actually going to their friends and family and telling them about it. So so that's why I'm so excited and why I decided to walk away from my previous company. Okay, so I'm going to get right into this. And the first thing that I'm going to do, so I've prepped my skin already. Okay, I have my face is washed. I freshly washed it, put some moisturizer on it, and you want to wait. I'm going to say to wait 5 to 10 minutes. And guys, if you have questions, pop them in there and I'll answer them as I go through. Wait 5 or 10 minutes because you don't want that product still sitting. You don't want the moisturizer to still be sitting on your face, because when you put this cream on, you want it to adhere to your skin, okay? Not to sit on top of that moisturizer. But one thing that you do want to possibly do, especially, I mean, you guys down in Texas, it's humid there, is to use a primer. And ours is called Stay Spray. And I just spray that onto my Perfector sponge. So this sponge has been pre-soaked and wrung out. And so it's nice and puffy and soft. And that product will just go on there. And this soaks right in. And if you know what a primer does, when you've ever painted and you haven't put a primer on before you paint, you know that the coverage isn't as good. It's either going to soak right in or it's not going to cover the color that was there previously. So that's what a primer does. And you won't use as much product, okay? So as I mentioned, I'm going to be using the Buff Brush. This, for me, gives me a bit more coverage, especially for my redness on my nose. And so I just really like that one. But I mean, I equally like this one. So again, when we're doing your color matches, if you have questions about what I'm recommending for you, please let me know. All right, so I'm going to go into my Corrector, which is a contour color actually called Aspen. And this is fantastic for redness. If you're dealing with any rosacea, redness of any sort, acne scarring that's got a red tint to it, Aspen is fantastic. So I'm going to start with that little end, and I'm just going to dab it in there, okay? So see how it's picked up that pigment, and you barely use anything. I've been using this since last July. All of my products I've been using since July, and you'll see that I still have product left. So just want to stipple that on. I have taken a before picture, so I'll show you the difference afterwards. Okay, so you can already see that that redness is starting to diminish. I have redness on my cheeks. I've got some broken capillaries, and I don't think I really have rosacea. I don't know. It might be. My nose is always red. Oh, and on my chin as well. And I know my chin is mostly scarring from acne when I was in my 20s. Okay, there we go. So you can see that that's already taken care. And what I love, I don't know if you guys saw the before and after that I posted last night. I love how it actually almost fills in the pores. It's just remarkable, really. Okay, next. And if you don't have any redness, you don't have any correctors, you're going to go right into your highlight. I got a little bit more that I want to correct. As you can see, I've got some darkness under my eyes, and I like to use this color called Frenchie under there. So these are the three that will cover brown. And again, if you have that needing to be covered, then I'm going to give you that as a recommendation for some correcting. So I just like to use my finger. I could also use, I'll show you, I could use this end of the buff as well, but you just want a light coat of that just to cover up any brown. Now, I don't know about you, but I always thought that a concealer had to be a lighter color under my eyes, but that's actually the opposite of what you want to do. And this is all about knowing what colors counteract others. I got one little spot. It doesn't really bug me, but I'll show you how you can cover that up. Okay, and you don't want to blend this in because now I'm going to cover over top of it with my main highlight and my brightening highlights. Okay, so my main highlight right now, and you can see on this little graph where I'm going to put that basically from the bottom of my face, and then we're going to do the brightening in the center. So I flipped that around. I'm going to use the bigger end now, and I'll give you a little tip, and I should have done this before, is when it gets like this and you have to get into the edges, you can set that on a flat iron, or you can set it on, I like to use a coffee cup warmer, and I just set it on there, and it melts it, and it'll make it nice and smooth, and then you can get at it again. Okay, so I've got my brush loaded. Again, there's very little on there because it's so highly pigmented, and I'm just going to start to stipple that onto my face. Okay. You're not going to believe how beautiful this feels. It almost, because it's a cream makeup, and I was always intimidated, let me just put a little bit on that, with cream makeups before, I always used like a mineral powder, because I thought that if I didn't do that, that my skin was going to break out. I have sensitive skin, acne prone, tends to be oily, or at least combination, very hormonal, and I haven't had any issues at all. Now, I use my main color as the second step on my nose, just because I really like to cover that redness. You guys out there still? Not any comments coming through. Candy, you here? Okay, and I'm going to put a bit of my main over into just the sides of my temple. You cannot make a mistake with this, because when we blend, you're going to be blown away. Okay, now I'm going to go into my brightening highlight. And right now I'm using this linen, which is, I always thought that was going to be too light for me. But so what we're doing is we're just brightening hi guys, the center of the face. This is 3D. It's three-dimensional makeup, and we don't have flat faces, so we should be using makeup that actually is not flat either. Gone are the days of one color anymore. Okay, so now I'm going to do this triangle with my brightening highlight. I'm using linen. I do a combination of linen and white peach. Now, a really good tip that I got the other day, if you have, you guys aren't as old as I am, but I have mature skin. So this little part of your eye right here has no texture, and it's a really good place to put extra brightener, because it'll draw the attention right there if you're trying to get it off of other places. And you know what is makeup is, it's kind of it's tricking the eye to see the things that you want to display more, I guess is the best way to put it. Up on the forehead, we're kind of doing a upside down triangle there. So can you see how that's starting to brighten in the center of my face? Oh, good, you got the sound figured out. Good. And this is recorded, so you guys can go back and watch this. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit right down the center of my nose, a bit there, and a bit right on the center of my chin. Okay. Now, I'm going to do just a bit of white peach and just go over. I don't like to put the brightest right to the outside of my eye. That's where it is. So I actually use a third color of that white peach. Okay, this is all just kind of fooling around with it. All right, now I'm going to get into the contour, and this is when I start to look a bit crazy. So I'm going to grab another brush, and I'm going to use tonight what's called the detail brush. So you can see that that's a thinner profile to it, and it's fantastic for getting in and doing our contouring. Now, contour is different than a bronzer. It creates a shadow, so there's no sparkle to it at all. It's just for creating that shadow. And what this does is, again, gives that beautiful sculpted look. Okay, so my cheekbone ends right here, and so I'm just going to put some contour. I know you guys are going to think, oh my gosh, she's putting so much makeup on. It's so thin. You can't even feel it on. Great in humid weather. What's the weather like down there right now? When I started wearing this makeup in the summer, it was very hot here and humid, and we were wearing masks, and it was absolutely fine. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot brighter there. Okay, now I'm going to do a sculpt here on my neck. This is one of the areas that I don't like. Thank you, Mom, for that. And just to create this look of a sculpted jawline. And then up on the forehead. I had never thought about using a contour up on the forehead before, but again, it just creates that beautiful three-dimensional look. Okay. Now, last place that I'm going to put this is on the sides of my nose. Okay, so I'm going to create the look that my nose is thinner than it actually is, just by doing this. And what I'm doing is I'm putting those lines right on the top, on either side of that that lighter highlight, and then finish it up on the end because I've got kind of a bit of a ball on the end of my nose that I don't absolutely love. Now I see I forgot to do my eyelids. I'm going to just go back a little bit of that, my main highlight, and I'm going to do my eyelids because this acts as a primer on those for me. It gets rid of the redness and it gives a nice palette for starting out. Okay, do I look pretty crazy? This is when the magic happens. This is a fantastic brush. Now you can use the Perfector sponge to do this. I like to use this brush, which is called the Blush and Bronzer. You can get this brush in a bundle as well, that you get a bronzer, or Bella bronzer comes with it, and you only end up paying, it's like $3 or $4 for the Bella bronzer then. I don't have the US prices down pat. I'm more Canadian pricing because I'm up in Canada. But anyways, you'll see all the prices when you click on the link. Okay, I'm going to start blending now. Here's where the magic starts. And it really is as simple as just lightly going over it, because after you have put it on, it starts to melt into your skin. This really does become like a second skin. And it's so light. Of course, if you want more coverage, you can. So do you see how I've created that shadow there? And it's all blended together as opposed to that. So I'm just going in circles. If you have some areas that need a little bit more, you can flip that over and do it on the other side. I'm going to leave the nose to the end. And you kind of want to go in an upward motion, especially with your contour, because you want to pull that up. You don't want to pull that down. Everything that you want to do with this is to lift the face. And the older you get, the more important that becomes. I'm just going to grab, this is our smaller blender brush, and I'm going to use that on my nose and around the eyes just to get that all blended in. Got a big mirror behind me here. All right, how quick was that? I can literally do this just up to this point so that I've just got a nice complexion for the day. If I'm not going anywhere, that's like a 5 minutes, if that. Okay, now I'm going to add a bit of color, and I'm going to use, these are some of our lip and cheeks, and the lip and cheeks can be used just like it says on the lips and on the cheeks. My favorite color right now is this Royal. I'm really liking that for my cheeks, and I'm gonna use my finger for this. I'm just gonna go right above where that contour line was to add some color, and I'm gonna add a bit of the plum as well. I know you guys were asking about some neutral colors. These are my favorite neutrals. This is Plum, this is Sadie, and this is Summer Love, like those. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of Plum as well. Hi, Maggie, my dog. Let's get in on the action as well. So there. Okay, I'm going to take that blender brush again and watch what happens here. They're going to blend together. Again, you want to come up and look how nice that blends out. I am 55. I'm going to be 56 this year, and it's the first time in my life, honestly, that I have felt confident doing my makeup. Okay? Now, I do have some other eye tricks for getting rid of these bags here. I suffer with those because of my sinuses. So I'm going to take my multitasker. I'm going to go into my lightest color. This is just if you want to see this trick. And I'm going to just go very lightly with this lighter color and just touch where those, just where the dark lines are, not everything underneath. And then I'm just going to take a clean finger, get that off of there, press that in. And then I'll just grab another brush and just tap that in. Do you see the difference? Again, it's all about creating illusions with light. Because of allergies, yeah, allergies are, my nose is always stuffed up. There we go. Look at the difference in that. Fantastic. It's just a little trick. And I'll continue to share tips with you. Afterwards, what I'm going to do is encourage you to come over to my VIP page, and I'll give you the link for that so that you can come over and continue to see some tips and tricks. And I do videos and things all the time. Now, there's also a press powder. I don't use a press powder under my eye because I have a more mature eye. I don't like the way that it looks on me. But if you've got a younger eye, you can definitely get in there and set that then with press powder. Okay. Just gonna get that blending brush and just finish that up there. But it does make quite a bit of difference. All right, next we are going to do an illuminator. So I've got two of the illuminators. I think this is Honey and Angel. Actually, let me just pop that one out because is that Angel? Just put some other ones in there. But I tend to go to the lighter illuminators. That is, oh, it's Pearl. Okay, so I've got Pearl and I've got Honey in my palette right now. And so what is an illuminator? I've never used an illuminator in my life. Didn't know what it was. So this is the Pearl. It's a lighter one. And what this does is it just gives you a candle lit glow. You see how that's just adding a beautiful glow. Just here at the tops of the cheekbones. And here in the center of my nose. And you can put a little bit right at the top of that Cupid bow as well. You know what? Pearl might be, but it's not really the color that you're seeing though. It's the shimmer. It's just that little bit of lightness. I like both those, but you know what else is absolutely fantastic is rose gold is absolutely beautiful. And you can use these on your lips too. I'll actually show you after how you can use that on your lip. Okay, I'm going to do a quick eye for you, and I'm going to show you how you can take a basic eye from the day, turn it into a little bit more glamorous, and right to a glitter when we can go out. I don't know how things are down there for you. Well, I know Candy and I talked a little bit, but here in Canada, they don't even want us going to the neighbor's house anymore right now. Never mind going to a concert. Okay, I'm going to use two different brushes right now. If you are into, where is that? Where did my shadow brush go? There it is. Eyeshadows. I can't recommend this enough. This shadow brush is amazing. And I'll show you why. Now, I have hooded eyes. They've always been hooded. It's not just because I have a mature eye, but I've always had kind of these puppy dog, lazy on the outside. So my recommendation, if you have that as well, is to don't go any further than here with any of your shadow, okay? What I'm going to show you, I'm going to create this illusion of picking up my face, picking up my eye so that it doesn't look as sleepy. So I'm going to take that nice fluffy brush and I'm going to roll it around in there, because when you have a hooded eye like I do, you have to apply the color above the crease. If you only put it in the crease, Nobody's ever going to see it. So I'm going to start out by finding where the crease is, and I'm just going to, and the color that I use there, which you can see I use that one all the time, it's called Basic. It's your nice basic kind of medium tone brown. Just going to rub that around in there. So you can see how that's already starting to lift. Okay, I'm going to use a second color, and I'm going to use this color here, Bubba, but there's so many colors, and I'm telling you, these are so easy to work with. It's crazy. I always would use, I don't know, just such basic colors because they would crease and they would all end up bunched up by the end of the day and just not look good. I wasn't really happy with a lot of the shadows that I was using. So there, I'm just going to put that and pull it down just onto the ball of the eye a little bit as well. So I've done Basic, I've done Bubba, and now I'm going to go with this darker color, which is called Trust. I flip that around. It's got a little pointy dense end on the other side, and I'm going to just make a little triangle there on the outside edge. And then I'm going to blend it out. I'm going to actually grab that little blender brush. I like this blender brush for blending even the shadows. Okay, so you can see. Can you see how that's starting to pick up my eye now? So this is a good basic look. Now, you want to take it a little bit further than this. I'm going to go into the inside edge. This one's called Unicorn, and it's got just a little bit of glitter to it. And so I'm just going to put that in there. And don't be afraid to use a color like this right down into here to pick up that inside corner of your eye. Okay, again, I'm going to just go back and I'm going to blend that out just a little bit through here. And I'm going to line the bottom, and I'm going to start, because again, I can only demonstrate on my eye and I've got a mature eye. I'm going to put a little bit, I don't tend to use dark right across my eye. I haven't for a few years now, but I'm going to put a little bit of that Unicorn there. Then I'm going to pick up a little bit of the Bubba, and I'm going to come about halfway with that color. I could also do the Basic there, and then just a little bit of that Trust right at the end. Okay. I'll show you how I'm going to come in. If you've got a little bit of fallout afterwards, you can fix that up. Okay, so there I've got, that's a little bit more glam, maybe for the evening, going out for a dinner. Now, you're going to a concert. You want people to really be looking at you. I'm going to show you how you can do that. And this was a trick that I just picked up recently. You take some of our Stay Spray, you pop a little bit on your hand there, and I'm going to take my finger, get that wet, and I'm going to dab it right into, let's see, I think I'm going to use this one today. I'm not sure what that color is, but you can see I've picked some up there, and then I'm going to just put that on. Now what this does is it makes the color more intense, and it will stay in place until you take that off. I have tested this out. This Stay Spray is amazing for that. So look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, the line in the lids really is, it can tend to pull down. This is as much as I would ever do. And if I'm just going out for a basic day, I just do that little tick at the end there. I'm just gonna, so there we go. So you can see that I haven't gone any further than that. And so it's lifting the eye up. Now, one more step. Actually, a couple. I haven't done my eyelids or my eyebrows yet. So I'm going to take this. This is an amazing brush as well. It's called the line brush. It's got a spoolie at one end to get those unruly brows. And then it's got this little fine pointed one. That's why it's called the line brush, because you can do your eyelining. My eyeliner is tattooed on the top. One of the best things that I ever did. But I'm going to go back into this Trust. And I'm just going to pick a little bit up there, and I'm going to just fix my eyebrows up. My eyebrow. I'm only going to do one eye so that you can see the difference. Trust, I find, is really fantastic for anybody with a darker brown brows. So there you go. How's that look? And then you can also put a little bit of that Stay Spray onto your spoolie, and that will stay all day. Now we do have a brand new wax as well, and you can do the same with this and dab that in there and then have that for your brows. I've barely started using that yet. I need to experiment around with that one just a bit more. Okay, just to finish things off on that brow, I'm going to go back into that lightest color, and I'm going to put a little bit up at the top of that arch. Again, pulling up. And then I'm going to take, I told you I was going to talk about the fallout. At the end, I like to just take a little bit of, actually I'm going to use I'll use this one, the end of the 3D brush. And I'm going to go into that medium tone that I put here before and just clean that area up at the end of my eye. All right, how's that look? And you can even put a little bit of Illuminator up on your brow as well, just to pick up that lightness. Little bit of mascara, and you're all set to go. Last but not least are the lips. I'm going to use our multitasker brush for that. That's the same brush that I used to conceal that bit of darkness in here. So it's got a fine end on one side that you can use. You can actually use the contour. Let me show you that for lining your lips too. So see how nice that looks? On the bottom. And that will blend out when you put your color on. So I'm going to use the color today, basic color. I love this plum. It's got a more of a matte finish to it. Using the bigger end of that multitasker brush. And there we go. That one last step that I was going to tell you, look at what happens. So there it is, just with the plum. Now I want to glitz it up a little bit, and I just added a little bit of that illuminator to it there as well. Isn't that cool? Now we also have bronzer. If you like the bronzer, this one I just found out today is now out of stock. It was a limited edition, but this is our Bella bronzer. And so if you want to add a little bit of bronze to the look as well, you can do that. Sky's the limit. And you know, you might start out with your basics and then you add to that line. And that's why I'm going to suggest that you do get something that's a little bit bigger. You can see I still have room to grow into this one. Now, how does this all work? How do you order your products? And what are the different ways that you can get your products? So first thing you can do, oh, I'm going to show you this first here. How long does each tin last? And then I'll get rid of this. So highlights 2 to 4 months, but I'll tell you, and I use this every day, sometimes 2, 3. I've got another class that I'm going to do after this because I'm 2 hours behind you guys. I've had this, well, I switched over from Sandy to this in about October, November, December, January. So yeah, 2 to 4 months. I'm going to get 4 months for sure out of that highlight. Lip and cheek, 6 to 12. You can see here that I've used this Summer Love more than anything else. Yeah, if you're late, you can just, this will be on the recording there. So 6 to 12 for that. Contour, 3 to 6 months. Yeah, this one I've used since day one. And it's been 6 months now, okay? And the illuminators, you use so little. Again, I've been using those since day one. I do have a couple of them, but like a good 9 to 12. There is no expiry on these. The one thing you do want to do is not leave this in a hot car because they are cream. they'll melt. So just be careful with that. So when you're ordering, let me just find another graphic here that I want to show you guys. Now I'm going to apologize because I think this is the Canadian one. 46. Yeah, this is the Canadian one. So you'll see when you go on there. Now, shipping is absolutely free for you guys in the States. We pay $3.95 unless we order over $125 here in Canada. I don't know how they're doing this with shipping this way. It's absolutely fantastic. You have a 30-day return, money-back guarantee. If there's anything that you don't like, please, I've been doing this a long time. I don't want you to put these in the drawers. And if you're having trouble with anything, please let me know, and I can probably walk you through it. It might just be the way that you're using it. You might have the wrong color. So we've got a 60-day color exchange as well. So when I do your color match, I'm going to send you, I actually add an illuminator on that as well, and I recommend a brush and a couple of lip and cheeks on there as well, okay? So your main things are your main highlight, your brightening highlight, your contour color, and a lip and cheek, okay? Then you choose your palette, and you get compact credits towards it. So you'll see as you go through the checkout process how much credit you have towards one of these reusable palettes that hold all of your tins. And again, go up a size. Don't get exactly the size. If it's only a couple of bucks more, get a bigger one because you're going to regret it afterwards. Not to say that you can't have a couple of them. Okay, so that's your basics. Okay, some add-ons are things like the setting spray, your perfector sponge, which I still have some of that on. You can go back in afterwards and you can set it. You can blend with this as well. I've never blended much with that. I prefer to use the brush. I've tried it a couple of times. It works. I like the brush. It gives me a better finish because I've got some pores that I just find I get a better finish with the brush. But that's not to say that you can't get it with this little perfector sponge. Okay, we've got eyeshadows. We've got, of course, the illuminators, our bronzer, a setting powder. There's some beautiful lip conditioners as well. And then we've got some bundles. If you're looking to add quite a few lip and cheek, we've got a bundle that has, I think there's 8 in it, and you save, it's a savings of like 30, 40 bucks. So instead of paying full price, some of those bundles go in when you go into your shopping with the link, and the link's going to come back up here again. It probably just did, or within 2 minutes. Go in there, create a free account. It's just a customer account, and start looking around. But look into what's available right now in the bundles, because it's a big saving when you do that. And then, of course, we've got our brushes. Now, speaking of brushes, the brushes they're an investment. The pricing there is wrong because that's Canadian. It's 17 to 36, I think, for the brushes for you guys. And I'll show you how you want to take care of them. This is our Houdini brush spray, and this is a cleaner. So I just take a cloth, paper towel, and I spray it right onto that. And so there you see there's pigment still on there. And it's gone, and it's dry, and it kills bacteria. And so I would highly recommend getting that at least at some point. Okay. Now, can you use the brushes that you already have? You can. They're not going to work as good. I'll guarantee it. These ones are designed specifically for this cream makeup. And I've had so many people that have tried their brushes, and they've honestly, 95% have come back and got some of these brushes. Now, that being said, you can always place another order. It's not even going to cost you any more in shipping. But everything that goes on this order is going to go towards Candy's credits. Okay. Last thing I'm going to show you. So that's how you can purchase your products. Everything is very reasonably priced. You can put together a whole palette for a really reasonable price. Next way is to do what Candy's doing here and have your own class. It's very simple to do. Gone are the days, at least right now, of cleaning your house, kicking the family out, buying wine, buying appetizers. um, it's just a new day right now. And so all we do is create a group. You invite people to it. I do all of the work, and you earn credits. So you'll earn anywhere from 10 to 20%. You can keep your party open as long as you need to, because every time somebody orders, it doesn't wait. There's no waiting. That gets shipped out, and then we can figure out your credits afterwards. And I would love to do that. I am right now, because I really am. I just decided a couple of weeks ago that I'm going out this full force. I'm going to grow a huge team all across the United States and Canada, and I'm looking for hostesses just like you. So I'd love to reward you in some free product. Okay. And then the third way, and I'm not going to be pushy with this, but that is to become an artist like me. I'm having a blast. Oh, that's the pro kit. Hang on just a second. I'll show you the other one here. So there's two different kits that you can choose from. There's a basic artist kit for $199. There's a pro artist kit for $399. And then you do whatever you want. You can do as little or as much. And that was what I was looking for as well. There is no minimum that you have to purchase every month. You pay $9.95 to have your account and have all of the back office, the ordering capability, everything. And then the sky's the limit. And if you just want to sell product, you can sell product. If you want to build a team, you can build a team. And like I said, I've been doing this 25 years. I've made an amazing amount of money in the 7 figures. And I haven't been this excited for a very long time, because this company is absolutely amazing, and it's going to blow up. Right now, there's only 16,000 people in the US and Canada, and honestly, nobody's even heard of us. I've only had one person that I've run into that has even heard of us. So if you're at all interested in that, let me know. And Candy, thank you again. If you guys have questions, please be putting them in the comments, either in here or in some of the other comments. If there's a question about something that that you're seeing, and I'm happy to answer them. And thank you again for your time this Sunday evening. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I'm sure excited about it, and we'll see you guys soon. Okay.